Zhang. You can just call me Catherine. I'm a first year ERE concentrator, and in my today's sharing, I'm going to talk about renewable energy development in Chile. This is the midterm project I need to do for one of my ERE fundamental courses, and I found it super interesting for this topic. But I'm afraid that if you are not an energy background, the things I'm going to talk about in the following make that you feel overwhelmed. So I read out my outline first so that it will be easier for you to follow my logic flow. So in the following, I will firstly let you talk about the background of Chile, so you will know more about its energy background and what it's facing right now. And then I'm going to move on to why does Chile need to develop renewable energy. Then what the following things I'm going to share after why is that, okay, so what renewable energy does Chile have? And then how can they do to successfully to develop their renewable energy? So before sharing this, I thought you may be wondering like, okay, so why do we need to care about renewable energy? What's the effect of renewable energy with them? So besides renewable energy, I want to firstly talk about global warming, because one of the advantages of renewable energy is it will decrease greenhouse gas emission. So I think some of you may have watched the documentary An Inconvenient Truth before, right?
Yep.
Right? But it's a positive feedback, so I'm happy. So honestly, actually, it's an American documentary film directed by Davis Guggenheim in 2006. It's about the American former Vice President Al Gore's campaign to educate citizens about global warming. So we all know that global warming is arising from the emission of greenhouse gas, and the effect of global warming will lead to the retreat of glaciers. It will be live to heat wave, the droughts, and more heavy rainfall with flood, and so that it will be strongly affected our environment and our living. So that's why I think this is the important issues we need to talk about, because if we use renewable energy more, then it can possibly decrease the effect of global warming. So why Chile? So why do I specifically want to address Chile and the renewable energy development? So actually, Chile is the country that heavily depend on traditional energy. So 1/3 of Chile's energy resources is actually from traditional energy. So the issues related to it is about global warming, and the other is about its country's energy security. And however, even though Chile is heavily dependent on its traditional energy, actually it's safe and it's considered to be the most prosperous South American country to develop renewable energy. Because the reason for that is actually because Chile is very rich in renewable energy. Chile has a potential renewable energy including wind, hydropower, biomass resources, and it has very robust solar resources in the north. And also, Chile is the member of like various international organizations such as Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation, World Trade Organization, Inter-American Bank Development, and so on. So if Chile really want to develop their renewable energy, it will be more easier for them to reach, because at first they have very very less of resources, and they have connection with this international organization, so they can mutually help with each other. And then, so why Chile want to develop renewable energy is because currently, as I said before, Chile and the energy resources Chile use are mostly traditional energy, and it's imported from other countries. So in 2004, they faced a crisis of the shortage of natural gas from Argentina. So their electricity price is like accelerated to like amount that we cannot imagine, and that made them to aware of using the traditional energy and relying on other countries, then the outcome of this. So besides that, since now the global trend is that we need to solve global warming. So Chile now considered to lower their dependence on traditional energies. So, and then that can also be beneficial to the world to decrease global warming. And so for the sixth, what can Chile do what does Chile have for renewable energy? Is actually Chile have the 6 main renewable energy resources in its country: the hydropower, the wind, the solar, geothermal, biomass, and ocean. So each of these 6 renewable energy has its own advantages and disadvantages. And then, so I will pick the 3 types of renewable energy I thought is more worth sharing to you. So the first is hydropower. So hydropower in Chile is the major resource of renewable energy in Chile. However, the problem of this energy is that it will release greenhouse gas emission. So even though it's considered as a renewable energy, however, it cannot meet the world's expectation to lower the emission. And then the second types of renewable energy is wind and biomass. So Chile is expected to have a very large amount of wind potential in Chile, because we all know that Chile faces the sea. It has a very long coastal line. So it will be easier for Chile to use wind power. And then, however, so for the coastal line, also in the middle of the desert, they can also use the wind power. However, the problem with the wind energy. Okay.
You can just finish or briefly summarize what you have.
Just finish.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So the problem with the wind energy is that some of the wind machine is located in the desert, which is the out of nowhere places. So if they want to transfer the energy toward the major grid system, it will also cost a lot, and the government and the private sector haven't have a consensus toward who will pay for the fee. So what can Chile do? Currently, by utilizing their resourceful energy resources and to meet the global expectation of to stop global warming, is that I think they can quickly to make a consensus with the private entity to see whether for the wind energy, who will pay the transition fee between, so that they can largely to utilize the wind power in their country. Yeah, okay, so this is the thing I'm going to talk about Chile's renewable energy development, and thank you for your attention. Okay.
One question.
Thank you for the presentation. I really love the topic. And I have one question about why Chile starts to develop the renewable energy now. Because what do you think is the biggest push that they started to, besides the energy security issue you mentioned? Because I feel like in terms of why they didn't develop renewable resources before, is that technology barriers or policy or anything you think that they didn't start to develop the renewable before?
Honestly, this question is it's beyond my scope of the question. I'm not so sure the reason why they do not employ renewable energy before, but I'm sure that the reason why they want to really address to have renewable energy right now is, first reason is because I say the shortage of importing natural gas from Argentina in 2004. So this have to make them aware of the situation. And then also because of the global expectation to stop global warming. So I think these are the two major reasons why Chile want to start to have a renewable energy development plan right now. And actually, they have a plan for 2025 that they will have for the total energy use in Chile will be 20% to be renewable energy. Yeah. Hope this answer your questions. Yeah. Thanks.
Oh, no.
No question?
No, she went over time.